Are you eating fruits the right way? I know this might be a question that many people our age don't dare to ask, but I need to share this with you. Have you ever stood in front of the fruit section in the supermarket looking at those oranges, apples, or ripe grapes, then shook your head and walked away? Have you ever wondered if those sweet fruits you once loved are really as dangerous as everyone says? Here in the United States, I've met so many people like you, those in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, who are facing worries about diabetes and feeling like they have to give up everything sweet in life. Do you know what breaks my heart the most? It's not the serious diseases, but when I see good people like you depriving yourselves of small joys, things that nature has gifted us, just out of fear. Last week, I had a patient named Margaret, 75 years old, from Ohio. She sat in my clinic and said, "Doctor, I haven't dared to eat a single orange since being diagnosed with diabetes. I miss the taste of winter oranges, but I'm scared." I looked into Margaret's eyes, and I saw myself from years ago, when I too believed that all sweet fruits were enemies of diabetics. I used to think the safest thing was to avoid them completely. But after years of research, observation, and especially listening to the bodies of thousands of patients, I realized a simple yet profound truth. Not all sweet fruits are the same, and not all are harmful. Today, I want to share with you, not as a doctor giving a lecture, but as an old friend who has experienced similar worries and found the path to balance. I will tell you about 5 types of fruits that you may have avoided, but in reality could become companions in your healthcare journey. These fruits are not only safe, but can also help your body feel lighter and healthier. And most importantly, they can help you rediscover the joy in flavors you once loved. Oranges, old friends with a new mission. I understand when you see an orange, the first thing you might think is, too sweet, too much sugar. I used to think that way too until I met Robert. Robert was a 68-year-old man from Texas. He came to see me with deep sadness. He told me, "Doctor, since I was little, my mother always gave me an orange every morning. She said oranges would keep me healthy. But now, with this diabetes, I feel like I've lost a part of my childhood." I looked at Robert and I saw the pain of a man suffering not just from illness, but from having to give up beautiful memories. And I decided to learn more deeply about oranges. Do you know that a fresh orange, not orange juice, but a whole orange, contains something miraculous? The thin white membrane between orange segments, those little white fibers we usually throw away, that's the treasure. That's natural fiber, pectin, which acts like a gentle friend, quietly slowing down the absorption of sugar into the blood. When you eat orange segments, your body isn't overwhelmed by sugar, but is nourished slowly, moderately. And there's more. Vitamin C in oranges doesn't just boost immunity, but also helps your body heal small wounds, damage from aging. For elderly people like us, the immune system needs to be cared for like a garden, carefully, patiently. I advised Robert to try eating a small orange in the morning along with a boiled egg. The protein from the egg would help balance blood sugar, while the orange provides flavor and nutrition. 3 months later, Robert came back to see me with a bright smile. "Doctor, I feel like I'm reconnected with my mother. Every morning eating an orange, I remember her and feel grateful that I can still experience that." That's the power of oranges, not just nourishing the body but also touching the soul. When you peel an orange, breathe in that natural fragrance, you're not just eating fruit, but participating in a self-care ritual. But remember, whole oranges, not orange juice. Orange juice, even if 100% natural, has been stripped of fiber, leaving only concentrated sugar. That's the difference between a friend and a stranger. Apples, the fruit of wisdom. There's a saying everyone knows, "An apple a day keeps the doctor away." I often smile when I hear this, not because it's wrong, but because it's so right, that I want people to understand more deeply the wisdom hidden in apples. Dorothy, 72 years old, from Michigan, came to see me in a very worried state. "Doctor, I used to eat an apple every day, but now I'm scared. I read somewhere that apples have a lot of sugar. I looked at Mrs. Dorothy, seeing the concern of a woman who had spent her whole life caring for her family, now having to worry about herself. And I knew this was the time to share the truth about apples. Apples aren't just fruit, but a lesson in balance. Nature designed apples with perfection. Apple skin contains quercetin, a powerful antioxidant. Apple flesh contains pectin, a type of soluble fiber that acts like a gatekeeper, controlling the amount of sugar absorbed. When you bite into a fresh apple, that crisp sound isn't just noise, but a signal telling your body that real food is coming, not something pre-processed. And the most wonderful thing, apples help digestion. At our age, the digestive system sometimes becomes sluggish. Apples are like a gentle friend, softly stimulating the intestines, helping everything work more smoothly. I advised Mrs. Dorothy to eat a small apple in the afternoon, cut into thin slices, eaten with a spoonful of almond butter. The protein and good fats from almonds would slow down sugar absorption. She looked at me with skeptical eyes. "Are you sure, doctor?" I smiled. "Mrs. Dorothy, your body has lived 72 years. It knows how to handle an apple. Trust it." 2 months later, Mrs. Dorothy called me, her voice bright. "Doctor, I feel lighter. Every afternoon eating an apple, I feel like I'm renewed with energy. Not only that, I sleep better and I'm happier." That's something numbers can't measure. Happiness. When you don't have to refuse simple things like an apple, you're giving yourself the right to live fully. Apples are also very versatile. You can bake apples with a little cinnamon, creating a warm dessert, or slice apples into green salad, bringing natural crispy sweetness, or simply just eat the whole fruit in quiet moments, hearing the crunch, feeling the flavor. That's also a form of meditation. Grapes, little gems. Hiding power grapes, those little purple, green, or red gems, often remind me of family gatherings, times of coming together, sharing. But for diabetics, grapes are often seen as little sugar pills too dangerous to enjoy. William, 69 years old, from California, sat in my clinic telling me about the small vineyard he and his wife had grown for 30 years. "Doctor, now I can only look, not dare to eat. My wife keeps encouraging me to try, but I'm scared." I looked at William, seeing the sadness of a man having to give up the fruits of his own labor, and I decided to learn about the secrets hidden in each grape. Do you know that in grape skin, especially purple grapes, contains a substance called resveratrol? This isn't a difficult word to understand, but the name of a friend that helps our body use insulin more effectively. Resveratrol works like a key, opening pathways that help blood sugar be used properly instead of accumulating. For people our age, when the body sometimes forgets how to process sugar, resveratrol is like a patient teacher, reminding again. But the most miraculous thing about grapes isn't just in each grape, but in how we eat them. When you eat grapes slowly, chewing well, letting your tongue sense each drop of juice, your body has time to process sugar gently. I advised William to try eating a small cluster of grapes, about 10-15 grapes, in the afternoon, along with some cottage cheese or a handful of walnuts. Protein and fat would slow down absorption. "But doctor, grapes are very sweet," William worried. I smiled. "William, sweet doesn't mean harmful. What matters is how the body processes it. And grapes have fiber, have water, have substances that help the body work better." 3 weeks later, William came back with an unmistakable smile. "Doctor, I ate grapes from my own garden for the first time in 2 years. I ate slowly, feeling each grape, and I felt like I was reconnected with my work, with my wife. That's the power of grapes, not just nourishing the body, but also nourishing the soul. When you allow yourself to enjoy grapes, you're not just eating fruit, but honoring life. Grapes are also very interesting when frozen, becoming natural cold candy, sweet and mild, perfect for hot summer days. Or add to salad, bringing color and natural sweetness. The important thing is don't eat the whole cluster at once. Eat each grape, Feel it and listen to your body. It will tell you when it's enough. Strawberries, drops of blood honoring age. There is something very special about seeing fresh red strawberries. They're like drops of Earth's blood, small, but full of life. And that deep red color isn't just beautiful, but also contains secrets specifically for people our age. Helen, 74 years old from Oregon, came to see me with swollen, painful joints. "Doctor, every morning when I wake up, I feel stiff. I used to love strawberries, but now I'm scared, afraid the sugar in strawberries will make my inflammation worse." I looked at Mrs. Helen's hands that had worked all their life, now in pain. And I knew this was the time to share about the miracle hidden in strawberries. Do you know that the red color of strawberries comes from substances called anthocyanins? This isn't a hard-to-remember name, but the name of little warriors specialized in fighting inflammation in the body. Inflammation, that's the silent cause behind many health problems at older ages. Joint pain, fatigue, even memory decline. And anthocyanins in strawberries are like little soldiers, silently fighting so our bodies feel lighter. Not only that, strawberries have a very interesting characteristic. They have a low glycemic index, meaning they don't cause sudden blood sugar spikes, but nourish the body slowly, gently. I advised Mrs. Helen to try eating 5-7 fresh strawberries every day in the morning, along with some unsweetened Greek yogurt. The protein in yogurt would help balance, while strawberries provide sweet flavor. "Are you sure, doctor? Strawberries are very sweet?" Mrs. Helen hesitated. I held her hand. "Mrs. Helen, nature's sweetness is different from artificial sweetness. Your body knows how to process it. Trust it." A month later, Mrs. Helen called me, her voice excited. "Doctor, I can't believe it. My fingers are less stiff. I can hold a coffee cup without pain, and I feel more mentally alert." That's the miracle of strawberries. They not only fight inflammation, but also help blood circulation. For elderly people, good circulation means the brain is nourished, memory is maintained. Strawberries are also very easy to prepare. You can eat them fresh or frozen to make smoothies, or slice small, sprinkle on oatmeal, creating a colorful breakfast. Even just washing clean, eating one by one, is already a small joy. The important thing is to choose fresh strawberries, not overripe, and eat in moderation. The body will thank you with feelings of lightness and comfort. Mangoes, unexpected tropical gifts. I must admit there was a time I also thought mangoes were too sweet, too dangerous for diabetics, until I met Frank. Frank, 71 years old from Florida, retired and moved to live near the beach. "Doctor, around my house are all mango trees. Neighbors keep bringing ripe mangoes as gifts, but I only dare to look. I miss the taste of mangoes so much, but I'm scared." I looked at Frank, seeing the longing of a man wanting to enjoy the gifts nature offers right at his doorstep, and I decided to learn more deeply about mangoes. Do you know that mangoes, though sweet, also contain a lot of fiber, especially when eating the flesh near the skin? This fiber acts like a wall, slowing down sugar absorption. When you eat mangoes, your body isn't attacked by sugar but nourished slowly, and there are many other miraculous things. Mangoes are rich in vitamin A, a vitamin that our eyes at this age really need. Vitamin A helps maintain vision, reduces the risk of macular degeneration, a common problem in elderly people. Not only that, mangoes contain natural enzymes that help digestion. At our age, the digestive system sometimes becomes sluggish, and mangoes are like a gentle friend, softly stimulating, helping everything work smoothly. I advised Frank to try eating a small slice of mango about the size of his palm in the afternoon, along with a handful of almonds or some cheese. Protein would help balance blood sugar. "Doctor, mangoes are very sweet. I'm scared," Frank worried. I smiled. "Frank, mango sweetness comes with fiber, with vitamins, with good things, not like candy or artificial sweets." 2 weeks later, Frank called, his voice very excited. "Doctor, I ate mango and it felt wonderful. Not only delicious, but I feel my eyes are brighter, digestion is better, and most importantly, I feel like I'm living." That's what Frank said. Living. When you don't have to refuse nature's gifts, you're living fully, not living in fear. Mangoes can be eaten fresh or added to green smoothies, or cut into cubes mixed with chicken salad, creating a colorful tropical dish. Even frozen mango creates a natural cold dessert, sweet and mild. The important thing is to eat in moderation. One small slice is enough to feel the flavor and nourish the body. Don't eat the whole fruit at once. Take it slowly. Savor it. Fruits to be cautious about, I know. After hearing about those wonderful fruits, you might think, so all fruits are good? I understand that excitement, but with the love of a friend, I need to share with you that not all are the same. There are types that, though natural, aren't suitable for bodies that are changing like ours. This doesn't mean they're bad, simply they're not the best choice for this stage of life. Fruit juice, even labeled 100% natural, has been stripped of its soul. When squeezed, fiber is removed, leaving only concentrated sugar. A glass of orange juice might contain sugar from 4 or 5 oranges, but without fiber to protect you. Your body will be overwhelmed. I once had a patient named Patricia, 67 years old, who was always proud of her natural juice every morning until she realized that was exactly what caused her blood sugar to spike. "Doctor, I thought I was doing the right thing, but it turns out." I understood her sadness when discovering what she thought was good actually wasn't. Dried fruit is also a subtle trap. When water is removed, sugar becomes concentrated. A handful of raisins might contain sugar from a whole bunch of fresh grapes, but loses moisture, loses balance. They're delicious, but not friends of diabetics. And there are overripe fruits. Bananas with brown spots, golden pineapples, they're very sweet, but at this point starch has converted to simple sugar, easily absorbed, not a wise choice for a body learning to balance. I'm not saying this to scare you, I'm saying it so you understand. The difference between wisdom and carelessness. Your body deserves to be cared for with wise choices. Do you know what I've learned after many years of practice, not from books, but from people like you, is that health isn't about giving up everything, but about understanding what suits you. At our age, the body has gone through many changes. It's no longer a 20-year-old machine that can handle everything, but that doesn't mean it's weak. On the contrary, it has become wiser. It knows how to appreciate what's truly good. Margaret, Robert, Dorothy, William, Helen, Frank, and thousands of other patients, they taught me that it's never too late to start again, to learn again, to love ourselves properly. When you hold a fresh orange, a crisp apple, or some juicy grapes, you're not just holding fruit, you're holding hope. Hope that life still has many sweet things, still has many small joys waiting. Don't let illness steal your right to enjoy nature's gifts. Instead, learn to enjoy wisely. Eat slowly, feel each taste, combine with protein, listen to your body. You don't need to be perfect, don't need to do everything 100% right. Just start with a small orange in the morning, a few grapes in the afternoon, a slice of apple when hungry. Small changes accumulate into big results. And remember, you're not alone. There are people like me, people who have gone before, ready to share experience and knowledge. There are friends, relatives also on the same journey. I believe every day you wake up is a new opportunity to take better care of yourself, to love the body that has accompanied you for so many years, to create beautiful memories with simple flavors. Start today. Choose one type of fruit I've shared, experiment gently, listen to your body, and feel the difference. I believe you'll be surprised by what your body can do when treated with respect and understanding. Life at this age isn't about living long, but about living well, living meaningfully, living with joy. And sometimes that joy is simply a crisp apple in a quiet afternoon or some strawberries in the morning sunlight. You deserve those joys. You deserve good health, feelings of lightness, confidence that you're taking proper care of yourself. Remember, I'm always here with the love of a friend who has gone through many years and understands that old age isn't an end but the beginning of a new phase, wiser, more loving. Wishing you sweet and healthy days with wise choices and a peaceful heart.